So New World is finally shutting down, and I gotta have to talk about this because there's so many things that goes through my mind, and I really want to express my opinion about this thing. So first things first, I'm not like the biggest fan of this game. Like I'm not like a huge fan. I only recently just started this month, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago. I bought this game, and I put a full price for this game, and because I had hopes that this game might actually be better than I started like playing like 2 years ago, and so I decided to play this game, and honestly, I had a great time. I spent like roughly around 10 hours or so playing, but I had a lot of fun. I managed to get around level 28 with my character, but during the time I was taking my sweet time with this game. I was not grinding my characters to the very end of the goal, but I was enjoying my time with the game. I was enjoying the crafting, I was enjoying the combat system. I come to appreciate how far this game went from where it was to where it is now, and I remembered that there was just so many things that made this game more enjoyable than I last remember playing it. I was like thinking, wow, you know what, this game actually might be um, impressive. So, and so as we scroll down, we can see that they talk about the game, and you may have already read about it or not, but I just gotta have to express my frustration and anger about this whole thing. It just reeks of scam. Amazon, you are a scam. You are a literal scam to whole people. Your environment, your people, your customers, you're a simple scam. Like, and I don't think it really matters how much I express this opinion because they're multi-billionaire companies, they're gonna make so much money, they don't give a fuck. Cool. But I just can't help but express my passion for this game because just how much they invested their money into this in this idea, because you also have to take into consideration the people who made this game really did try to make the best possible game they could. It wasn't just any game like just another MMO. It had a vision. It had, like, if you guys ever played Final Fantasy 14, you would remember when the game first time came out, it was just disaster. It had so many flaws. And but you know what, I think that this game had the exact same fate, or at least similar. The only difference is that it was managed by Amazon, and you know how Amazon could be, because they literally say the final say what they want to do with the game. They can say whatever they want, and that's the biggest drawback about this game, is that they have too much control of the game. So I'm like thinking, why don't you just give it to another studio? Maybe give it the game, sell it off, you know, give it to someone who's willing to invest this money into this new world, because I guarantee you there will be audience who's willing to spend money on this if you just let them, just give the audio, like the game to them, just give it to them. But no, that's not what's happening. Instead, we're getting a 180 degree turnaround, because what they're actually doing here is far worse than I expected. And if we go through the Q&A, you can see that they were being very, very clear about what they're going to do with this game, and then they're no longer sugarcoating this. And I'll explain this in a minute why I'm saying this. So if we read here real quick, and we can see that it says here, we will provide more detail what to expect in the coming months. We will provide minimum 6 months notice before making any changes impact your ability to play New World. Okay, so immediately, straight off the bat, it's a bad sign. They're already planning this ahead. They're already going to throw this game under the bus. It's almost guaranteed. Because, like, when they say minimum 6 months, they're basically saying we're going to shut it down. That's not them saying we're going to give it to the developers. There's no guarantee to know what's going to happen until they make those statements. But because we get a very clear idea of 6 months notice, very clearly screams that, okay, this is bad. This is already looking bad. because no game I've seen in the MMO industry that was just simply sold out to another IP and just casually, like, just fix the problem. Final Fantasy 14 had a different sort of problem, but it never gave up. It never gave up. They did give it to another director, I believe. It could be, I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure they were given to another director, and they were given the task to, do something about this game, and they never given up to it. But what's happening here, it's crazy. It's actually crazy because that's what you think about Final Fantasy 14 scenario, and then to this, it's completely different. Completely. The only reason why I bring this up is because it just shows you how far the game can go if you're committed to it. And knowing Amazon, who are a multi-billionaire company, by the way, they're capable of doing this. They know they can do this. They know there's audience for this game. There is. There 100% is. Just like there were for Final Fantasy 14. It may not be as big as the audience, but there was a clear audience. There was a target. They were there the whole time. And then as we read further, they're saying, notice this time New World will be receiving will not be receiving new content. Service will be lived through 2026. Our focus has been on completing Season 10 update and sharing it with our players. So this statement here alone is already reeks of scum. Because not only they say there'll be no more updates, but they literally just released Season 10 update, with on top of that being free expansion from the base game, and then they already trying to basically justify and say, hey, like, here's a free DLC, here's the Season 10 content, we're so back, guys, we're gonna make this game great, we're gonna make this game amazing, we're gonna make you guys want to come back to this game. Keyword, come back. Okay? And then there are people like me who see this vision and they'd be like thinking, oh shit, okay, maybe they might actually have a vision of this game. They might actually, go somewhere with this game. They might actually go. But no, because that's not the case. They just screwed the audience over, and now as we keep reading, it just gets worse. Can I still install New World if I had previously purchased the game? Yes, if you previously purchased the game, then you can download and install the game again. That's a very straightforward answer. Will I be able to use my in-game currency, Mark Fortune? Yes, you're still able to purchase in-game currency. If this changes, we'll share the updates in the community. So the fact that you can still use your currency in-game is kind of hilarious. I personally would refund anybody, who can, who made the purchase, because only then they realized I don't know why they only send in this news such a short period of time. Like, they should have done this before the big update, Season 10, and before the DLC, but obviously, based on the money wise, they basically wanted to make as much money as they could. They could just squeeze their little piggyback as much as they can, and that was the goal. That was literally the goal, because why else would they do that? To put a rug. Anyway, they continue saying, would I be able to purchase in-game currency if I use a game? Yes, you'll be able to purchase in-game if this changes. And then they also say, would I be able to buy the game after October 28th? Yes, you'll be able to purchase and play the game on all platforms until further notice. While we don't have the update yet for how long this will be, we'll share the information with the community as soon as we can. Yeah. Honestly, if you guys still considering buying this game, my advice is don't do it. Do not do it. It's just not worth the stress. It's not worth the future of this game. I fell for this victim for this game. I'm passionate in games. I love MMOs. I played so many hours on Final Fantasy 14. I played a bit of World of Warcraft. I played a bit of everything, really. But I would say that New World was probably the most relaxing game MMO I've played in a long time. So honestly, I really like that. But the fact that they double down, it's just such a shame. It is such a shame. Anyway, we continue reading. How long will the game be staying on Player Plus, Extra Premium? You were able to play Premium on PlayStation Plus until further notice. We don't have update on how long this will be. We'll share information and as soon as we can. Good for PlayStation because I don't have to spend money on this game. Would there be any additional bugs or server managers after Season 10? Yes, while there will be no content coming to Season 10, we will continue to keep the game running smoothly. I'll give them one thing and one praise, is that the fact that they still committed to make sure this game running smoothly. And I still have a good experience with this game. I still have bugs and issues here. I still get this black flicker. Sometimes happens in my game. But otherwise, I had a pretty good experience with the server side, other than getting the queue in like midday, and it makes completely sense when you think about it why they didn't upgrade the server queue. And it really screams to me red flag, and I'm hoping that many people who got this game recently that was stuck in a queue time refunded the game before the hours that they could not refund the game. Because as you continue here, it says, are refund available for Marks of Fortune? No available for Marks of Fortune purchases. So this is an in-game currency basically. So if you spend money on that, too bad, they got your money. Go fuck yourself. They don't care. So, already, immediately, fucking reek of scum. It is such a scummy fucking tactic. I am so pissed off, and I can't. Oh my god, bro. Like, we're talking about multi-billionaire company. Why is this so hard for Amazon to be this pathetic? I don't know why. And then they go up and say, I just bought this game, can I get a refund? And then they said, please check with your customer support or the platform where you purchased new word for assistance. So basically they're saying, not my fucking problem, go somewhere else. I don't know if if Steam would able to take my refund for this because I played over 20 hours in this game. I don't think they will. But I spent a lot of money on this game. I deserve... I think that what they did was unfair. They released Season 10 like it was a really big hype, new content, new stuff, which is honestly a big, huge uproar for the game community, because it just shows that if they were to able to provide a Season 10 content-wise with this much content to do and for new players to get them back, it just shows them how committed they are. On top of that, they also made the expansion for free, which is not something you see every day. All meshed together. That shows that they're saying like, okay, we want to make the game future, like, you know, more linear. Like they want to be like, okay, we made the game, you purchased the game, we think that you don't need to spend more money on expansion, so we don't, but we want to continue supporting the game other ways, so like microtransaction basically, which is honestly fine, I guess. It's fine. I paid 50 quid, fine, okay, no problem. However, we see this. And then here comes the worst part of all. Would there be a seasonal event, World Boss or Bonus Week? And it said, World Bosses, Bonus Week and some seasonal event will continue, but there will be no more holiday events. Great, no more holiday events, guys. Great. So I'm assuming we're not going to be getting any Christmas event either. But for some reason they decided to do Halloween, like totally like not surprising, you know. It's not fucking surprising. You know, it reminds me of Anthem. I remember when Anthem was released and they had like Christmas decoration still up while the game was literally like just, I don't even know if they were still working on the game, but I know for a fact they had Christmas decorations up for like whole year. And so honestly, I can't believe that they're doing this. I cannot believe this. This is like disappointing. And I just want to, and then just to give my final thoughts on this, I just want to make it clear that this game, it wasn't the best game ever. I don't usually make videos and talk about games, but I really wanted to express my opinion on this game, and I want to express my frustration because I'm sure everyone else here who's watching this video probably feels just as frustrated and upset and angry and just like what are we doing? as a community. We are literally giving them money, and now they're just using it, and then they're just going to invest on something that is completely pointless. And correct me if I'm wrong, but they're definitely looking to invest more into AI, just like any other companies right now, especially in gaming area, which in my opinion is the biggest mistake they can do right now, because AI is just not there yet. And the fact that they even bothering to invest in this, it just shows how out of touch they are as a corporates. Like, they don't care about what we think, they don't care what we do, they don't care about, all they care about is how much money they can just fucking steal from us. That is the world we live in. This is the reality. This is this is where we stand with the community. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry for those developers who put the time and passion in this game, and I'm sure that they didn't do this deliberately to sabotage the community. And I guarantee that the Amazon were the ones to make the calls to tell them like, hey, you guys better make money as quickly as you can, because we're gonna shut this down. So that's the goal. So I respect the hustle from the developer side and trying to get as much money as they can for those cooperates, because I'm sure their job was on the line and they had to follow those high ups and the whole procedure of this system. Like, and I'm sure they knew this was coming. Like, it was clearly like a sign, and we weren't. It was so fucking cloudy and phased. Like we weren't expecting it. I don't think anybody was expecting it. I think in fact people were thinking the other way around, that they were actually committed to make the game good. That's where we are. That's where we are. We are at the point where we cannot longer trust companies like Amazon to make games. And it is such a shame again, and I'll say this as many times as I can. Such a shame. This game could have been one of the best combat game ever. They could have steadily grown their audience. They could have made a great expansion if they just invested time and energy into creativity of this development, and they could have definitely won. And season 10 is a proof that they were doing something right, and people were enjoying it. They were happy. They were just glad that they could put their teeth onto something for those players who've been playing this game for a very long time. And I'm sure that those players that got to experience the season 10 are grateful for experiencing this game. Anyway, I've been ranting way too long, and I'm hoping that this is gonna be enough to hopefully a wake up call for some people before they're making purchases in this game, or at least just hear me out and just think very carefully before you buy any fucking game. I don't give a fuck if it's like a cooperative indie game, whatever. Invest your money that you truly believe that you see yourself playing, and just make sure you don't regret that decision, because honestly right now I do regret it. I was too wishy-washy, thinking that hey, maybe Amazon might actually doing something right. I was wrong, and yeah, thanks Amazon, thanks for taking my money. I'm probably not gonna get my refund. What do I know? Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys all very soon.